Hello and welcome back. Well, in a week from now, there is going to be the first ever balance patch in Punishing Grey Raven, and well, I decided to take a look at it to see what they have to offer us in that new patch, what will be changed. And by the way, big thanks to Pinky from the Discord channel that I got the translations from. He's doing a good job, so again, thanks Pinky for the translation. And well, the so-called balance patch will be mostly for the elemental structures and for the elemental. Overall, the elementals will get a big buff, because we all know that the physical damage dealers are currently the best, or should I say the current meta, even though the elementals are also very viable at it. So, what will be changed? Well, I'll start to read the patch logs once the picture shows. I will say that this patch was kinda needed to bring the elemental structures into their place and, well, to make them more balanced compared to their physical counterparts. And well, hopefully the developers know what they're doing. And well, I guess it's time to start to read the patch logs. So the first balance patch will be applied on the 27th February on 10 o'clock GMT plus 8. I mean, this will be around 2 hours. We will receive 150 black cards and 10,000 nuts as compensation. And the changes are as follows. Character bug fixes and buff. Elemental buff. All stats mentioned here is based on level 1. It will be a scale on the same as you level up. Ghost Fiery, improved yellow orbs burn buff. To improved SS passive skill, it will now only be going to cooldown when you are hit. Tweaked the black shake of our orb skills, it is now 0.2 seconds lesser on average. Fixed the description of yellow orb dealing damage per second to enemy in an area. Is now dealing damage per 0.5 seconds to enemies in area. Added the trigger at max 1 time per 0.1 second to the description that attacking enemies within the fire area will have additional damage. Fixed the bug where Fixed the bug where you don't trigger the correct amount of explosions on core passive from 9 times to 15 times now. For the sake of balance, the damage for each explosion is now 20%, down to 30%. The overall boost is 11% more damage. Fix the bug where you shoot out the wrong amount of bullets on one red orb combo when triggering core passive. So this was for Ghost Fiery. I believe that's the A rank. Now we have the Matrix Lee. That, by the way, those Ghost Fiery and Matrix Lee, pretty much they are structure names, so they pretty much changed their effects. Alright, on to the next one, Matrix Lee. 1. Yellow orb now deals 90 to 120, 350% of damage, up from 86%, 196% and 330%. Nice. Second core passive cannon shoot now each deal 27.5% damage, up from 25%. 3. Improved red orb pushback effect in certain situations. Alright, so that was for Lee Matrix. No, that was for Matrix Lee. And now Karen Burnout, that's the S class Kalenina. 1. Normal attack in both normal and fire state deal 360% damage, up from 270% of damage. Red orb skill now deals 75, 150 and 225% damage in fire mode, up from 60, 120 and 800 and 180 percent damage. 3. Yellow orb skill now deals 135, 270 and 405 damage in fire mode, up from 120%, 240% and 360%. 4. Fixed an issue where blue orb skill won't receive the buff from core passive. 5. Fixed the issue where the ultimate damage per section is 10% lower than expected. Jesus Christ, they buffed Karen Burnout pretty damn good. And 6. Fixed the issue where the ultimate won't deal the correct damage to moving targets. Yeah, that was an issue, I remember that was a problem. Once you tap the ultimate, she would miss sometimes. You pretty much had to be really accurate to make it work. Well, I will say the buffs are so far interesting. It will make elementals pretty much competitive with the physical ones. Alright, well, there is more. Current explosion. Fix the description of blue orb skill is now physical damage instead of fire damage. Okay. Nanami pulse. Nanami pulse, alright. One buff to the duration of the resistance reduction on core passive is now 8 seconds instead of 5. 2 improved QTE's living animation. Okay. Fix the description of QTE skill. It says the fire resistance is reduced for 6 seconds, but in practice is 5. Now is unified to 6 seconds, alright. 4. Fix the bug where QTE will miss in certain situations. Well, I don't remember that happening. Nanami Storm, alright. Fix the bug where blue orb skill reduce the wrong amount of defense when is 2 combo in max level. Alright, that's only one for Nanami Storm. Now Live Spectrum. Fix the description of core passive. Heal based on 50% attack damage is now heals 20% of Live's attack damage every time. So a little buff of 5% there. Alright. Live Eclipse. Fix the bug where blue orb's physical damage increase buff will trigger after 3 orb combo. Aha, interesting. Watanabe Phoenix. 1. Fix the damage on yellow orb. It now deals 20, 40, 60% damage, up from 10, 20, 30. So pretty much a 50% buff. Holy shit. That's quite a buff. The heavy strike at the end now deals 25, 50, 75% damage, up from 20, 40 and 75. Alright, well that's a balanced buff, I will say. Core passive now deals 30% damage on each strike, up from 25%. And 3. Fixed a bug where the leader skill will lose effect after dodging. Interesting. So they buffed pretty much. Alright, well, Watanabe Phoenix is getting pretty strong. Interesting. Well, there is more. Lucia Dawn, pretty much that's the A rank Lucia. 1 core passive lightning strike now deals 30%, up from 20, so a 10% buff. Second, improve core passive description when attacking marked enemies with lightning damage is now when attacking marked enemies. Alright. Improve the triggering of lightning strike. You can now trigger it multiple times at once on different enemies. Alright. Kamui Dark. 1 added additional description for QTE's 6-second dark resistance down. The QTE lasted 5 seconds originally, it now lasts 6 seconds. Unified with the description. And second, fix the issue where the QTE resistance debuff won't scale with skill level. Alright, well that's pretty much that explains why that character wasn't dealing too much damage. Kamui Heavy. Additional description of QTE's 6-second physical defense down. It is now unified to 6 seconds as well. Alright, so they pretty much gave them most of the resistance. They pretty much gave them 6 seconds to all of them. Alright, Ayla Color Flow, or Ella, or whatever you wanna call her. In short, that's the thick girl. Buffed the QTE's defense down duration from 5 seconds to 6 seconds. 2 Warzone and Pain Cage optimization. Alright, that's gonna be interesting. The difficulty scale with wave disturbance is lowered, starts on March 2nd. Okay. Second, all Warzone spawning system has been tweaked. Now first area and second area will have the same spawning system as third area. Every wave will increase the enemy level slightly. Starts on March 2nd. Alright, Warzone enemies will now guarantee to have the corresponding area debuff. Applies after update. This means if you go into the physical area, all enemies will have physical damage debuff when they take more physical damage. Alright. And, well, the final changes. Pain Cage. Added physical and elemental debuff and buffs to all Pain Cage bosses. It can be checked in the difficulty tab and it will be shown in combat. The effect will be applied after update. Alright. Balance tweaks and bug fixes. Fix the description of Basilian's 4 set effect from dealing damage every 3 seconds to dealing damage every 2 seconds. Description fix only. Alright. The area of Basilian Forset effect is updated to 171%. Alright. Shakespeare Forset effect now has 50% chance to trigger burn or burn up from 25% and 12% burn damage up to 8%. Alright, let's see. Da Vinci's 2-set effect now lasts for 8 seconds, up from 5 seconds. Catherine's 2-set effect now lasts for 7 seconds, up from 5 seconds. Einstein's 2-set effect now decrease enemy elemental resistance by up to 15%, up from 12%, and lasts for 8 seconds, up from 5 seconds. Improve the effect of Adolf's 4-set effect. It now applies after ultimate is over. Fixed the stats of Catherine 456 not having the same stats. Interesting. Fixed an issue where characters will die in QT in certain situations. What the hell? That never happened to me. Fixed the bug where when after revival QT and switching will become disabled in certain black star stages. Fixed a bug in Babylon where enemies won't respawn after a character dies in certain situations. Alright, fixed a bug where samurais will miss you when you are within their red circle. Oh, come on, that was good. That was good. Fixed a bug in Mass Lost where enemies at the corner will spawn weirdly in QLC3. Improved Isla's colorful banner, art in gacha. Improved the display of remaining space of bag in shop. Improved plain relative scenery. Lol. Plain related scenery. What the hell? Interesting. Adding a notice for when monthly card is almost over. And last one, improve stage 9/10 buff and debuff on the enemy. Well, as you could hear, most of these buffs and pretty much most of these patches and changes are pretty much good. Like, there is nothing to complain about. Elementals were kinda in the need of a buff, since we all know physical damage dealers were dominating the game since for a while. And I will put the translation on screen, like you could read it with me if you like. Like, you can pretty much choose it will be on screen. And overall, I think the game is moving in the right direction. Like I said, elemental damage dealers were in the need of a buff. In some cases, some of these characters are getting a pretty much 50% damage increase minimum. We're talking about a 50% damage increase minimum, and that so far means that they're gonna get viable. I would suggest you right now to start pretty much to gear out the elementals, just because they are going to get useful. Pretty much all of them are gonna get useful, and well, when the patch drops, I will be sure to cover all of what they are doing. I mean, all of their changes and pretty much their effectiveness in combat. And until then, I will have to kind of level them up and gear them up, since that's what I need to do at this point. Since, as you can see in this video, during the entire video, I pretty much only used physical damage dealers, mostly because they're at this very moment pretty much the best in a way. Like, you can use others as well, but physicals at this very moment are kind of the strongest in a way of the overall damage that they can do. And overall, I will say that I can't wait for that patch. Also, there's going to be, as you could hear me saying and read, they are going to change some of the effects of some memories, which is also pretty good, since that will bring the balance. All of these memories are farmable, by the way. There is no gacha for memories, only weapons, and weapons haven't been tweaked so far, so that's good. Overall, the changes are pretty positive so far, that's what I can say. Also, in the future they will be changing Isla's physical appearance, which is quite ironically, which is quite ironic, I will say, because she is so far the thickest girl there is. I will be covering that as well when they change her appearance in the future. Since they may change, may not, but there is a high possibility that they will change her. And well, overall, I think this would be it for this little update. Update will be, I think, next week on the 2nd of March, around that time. And overall, I'm excited for the update. We will see what it will bring. We will see how it will feel like, and also somewhere around the 27th of March, around that time, there is also I think there will be a major event. And well, looking forward for that. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask me in the comments. I'll be sure to reply as best as I can. And well, with that being said, hope you enjoyed, hope you found this useful. It was my pleasure to give the update to you. And well, with that being said, hope you enjoyed and take care.